Hi guys, welcome to this video. Short little intro. If you're looking to install a pull-up bar, you just don't know how to do it, and you're not sure about your actual wall and surface, if you'll be able to hold a pull-up bar when you're actually doing those pull-ups. Well, I'm actually going to show you the exact thing that you need to do, and it's the wall bolts that are the most important thing that you need when you're installing your pull-up bar, because I'm actually doing my pull-up, which I'm going to show you how I done it, and I'm actually doing it on a soft surface. So I'm using breeze blocks, 6-inch breeze blocks, and I've also got an insulation and plasterboard finish on the 1-inch thick, so which makes the wall pretty soft on the outside. And obviously going for the inside, breeze blocks ain't the strongest when it comes to like concrete blocks and bricks, but I've managed to install my pull-up bar and it's very strong, holds my entire body weight and fully sturdy on the wall and doesn't move. I'm telling you, need the wall bolts are the most important thing you need here, making sure that you've got the right length to go through to your wall. So you have to know the thickness of your surface that you're working with, and you need just enough so you can grab onto it. So wall bolts basically will work by grabbing inside the hole. When you tighten them from the outside, the bolts, it's just tightening up, while the actual wall bolt starts to basically open up and literally hold in between the actual hole that you've drilled. So that's pretty much the thing that you need, and it'll definitely be able to hold your weight. It pretty much works anywhere and gives a very, very strong hold. And just before I get started in the video and walk you through exactly how I install my pull-up bar, you're just gonna need to get the basic things. And it's very important you do get the basic things and the little extra things that you might need to make sure your job is easier. And it's also gonna stop your pull-up bar wobbling. You wanna make sure you've got the right drill, you've got the right drill bits, make sure you've got a table to work on, you've got a hammer, the pencil, you gotta make sure you have your tape measure. So just the bits that you're gonna see in the video. So if you grab all those things before you're about to install a pull-up bar, it will just make things easier and it'll make sure that you will get it on properly. And this is a very strong pull-up bar. So this is the one I put on. This is a mirror fit pull-up bar, and it has all different variations on the bar that you can do. So you can work your back, your biceps. You can actually work on the outside and the inside. That's how far it comes away from the wall. And I'm also going to show you how I've installed the actual plywood to it because of my surface. Like I said, I got plasterboard insulation. If I went straight with the bolts into the wall, it literally would have cracked through the plaster and the insulation and just won't be able to get it on. So that's why you will need something like this depending on the wall surface. So it's a great way to basically make sure it's going to hold and fully, it's going to hold strongly all the way through. If you want to grab something like this, which is a great pull-up bar in my opinion, and I'll drop the link down below if you want to check that out, and there's similar pull-up bars just like that. So that's it for this short intro. So let's get straight into the video, and I'm going to walk you through how to install that pull-up bar right now. So first thing, put a table out, make sure it doesn't wobble, so you've got a sturdy workbench to work on. And then I'm going to basically take out the pull-up bar out of the packaging, so I want to install that completely first, make sure I put it together. So I've got the actual handlebars with the actual supports and got to bolt those. So with the bolts supplied, make sure you tighten them. So you might need to grab a couple of wrenches, one to hold it tight, one side of one to basically screw it tight. So you get a nice, really firm, strong hold, and you don't want any of those bits shaking. And then I'm just going to place it here on the plywood. So I've used up to 10mm thick. Make sure it's thick enough so it's strong on the wall and doesn't crack. And the reason I'm using the plywood also because I said on breeze blocks, and I've got plasterboard on my walls. So if you're putting it on something with a plasterboard insulation finish at the front, you've got to make sure that you do have a solid piece of wood before you mount it onto your wall. Otherwise, it's just going to literally crack through. So here now I'm just measuring out the pull-up bar where it's going to be sitting center line onto the actual plywood. Lucky this plywood I was actually able to get that actual size and I didn't have to cut it. If you had to cut it, then you'd have to grab yourself a handsaw or a jigsaw to cut it to size.
You can Cheerios? Yeah. You did Cheerios?
I did myself.
You did that yourself?
Yeah.
Really?
And then just marking out the holes for the pull-up bar. So I'm going to be drilling first through the wood, so I can line that up on the wood first. And I'm just going to grab something here because I'm on the table. I don't want to drill right in through the table, so getting my wood drill bit and then just placing some cardboard, another block of wood, anything underneath, just to basically drill right through and don't go through drilling into your table. And once that's finished again, just going to give it a little test, put the pull-up bar there, make sure it's in the right place, draw some lines there. And then lastly here, if you want to obviously blend it in wherever you're about to finish it, so if it's in your room, if it's in your garage, and you don't want the piece of wood looking, it's just going to basically, if you've got a nice pull-up bar, you want to make sure it has a nice finish at the end, so even the wood needs to be a certain color of your choice, whether you want it white, black, or for this option, I've actually blended it within a very type of ash grey color to make sure it matches my walls in the actual gym. So here, just giving a test, going into the gym here. I just want to measure it up, so going to see the height of the pull-up bar, where it's going to be, and also measured the bar to see its width, to see its length and its depth. And here I'm just going to be marking up where on the wall, whereabouts I want it, making sure I've got enough height to actually pull up through so the head doesn't hit the wall, and is enough also so your feet can, you can get them off the ground, so you don't have to bend your knees too much. So here again, just going to mark out the first couple of holes. So just using the 2 top holes of the bar, of the pull-up bar. So I'm just going to drill through those first, and once I've done those, then I'll make sure I can get the bar on and then mark out the remaining holes. So here I've also made sure it was straight, so using some type of leveler just to see that you've got it in a straight line. That's very important. You don't want to have your pull-up bar mounted in a slight angle, and that's not going to help when you've finished and you don't really be filling those holes back in. So make sure it's straight, get a leveler, very important, so you know that it's completely straight. And then after that, so I know I've marked out the holes here, and I know the wood holes are exactly the same. So now I'm going to bolt a couple of these bolts onto the plywood and going through into the pull-up bar. And then from here, I'm going to now try to get this whole piece in one, because I'd rather not have holes going through the wood, like mount the wood first and then mount the pull-up bar. Just going to end up with more bolts going through and drilling more holes into the wall. So this way, doing it all in one piece, making the plywood a part of your pull-up bar here. So here, the wall bolts. These are the most important things. I've got the wall bolts here, made sure the hole is drilled enough to get my pull-up bar up, and that's it. You start tightening with a wrench and just keep tightening until it locks onto the wall. It doesn't let you tighten the bolts anymore, and it will literally expand the bolts inside the wall and lock, and very sturdy hold. So that's it for this video. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like, and also comment down anything you like in the description below and how you're getting on with the pull-up bar. And if you want to know anything else that you think that wasn't in this video. In my eyes, a pull-up bar is a must, especially if you're into your fitness, you want to build a good back and you're working mostly with body weight type of training, then it's definitely a must and something you can always do at home if you don't have access to gym equipment. So definitely put one of these pull-up bars wherever you're doing it, in your garage, in your home, whether you're doing it outside. It's definitely a great tool to have overall in the fitness world. So this pull-up bar is highly recommended. So if you do want to check out the link in the description down below, go ahead and do that, or find similar pull-up bars. But also do check out some of my other videos actually showing you my home gym construction. So you can check that one around this thumbnail in this video. But that's it from this one. So any comments, just leave them down below. But I'll see you guys in the other videos.